I first logged onto the internet a long time ago, and I've pretty much been hooked since then. And as with all things that you can spend years of your life involved in, it's had a pretty big effect on my identity and the way I've been socialised. Socialisation, the process of making people safe, is an important part of growing up for everyone. Pretty much everyone learns certain things that try to keep them safe, like don't cross when the red man's showing, don't talk to strangers, and don't claim that the Star Wars prequels are better than the originals when stood in the middle of a comic convention. Things like that help us avoid getting hit by a car, molested, or torn apart by a horde of angry nerds. On the internet, socialisation is also important. There you learn things like never watch Two Girls One Cup, never Google image search for blue waffle, and never piss off Anonymous. Luckily I didn't have to learn these from experience, but plenty of unfortunate people have and wound up really messed up. My online socialisation has also helped me understand how to gatekeep better. Gatekeeping is controlling the flow of information that you give, and in terms of the internet that means knowing how much and where to put information about yourself. On social networking sites, you're encouraged to put personal information so that friends can find you and add to your profile. But on less trustworthy websites, personal information can and will be used against you. This ability to judge where and what about myself that I reveal shapes my online profiles and the version of myself, the identity, that I portray with them. My Newgrounds profile is fairly impersonal, with most information directly relating to things that I do on that website. However, I have a lot of good friends and a premium membership on DeviantArt, so my profile is much more customised and I regularly post an update about my personal life. As well as helping me represent myself to give certain impressions, the internet has also informed my identity. Using the model of the Johari window, the internet has helped move items from the unknown and blind self planes into the open or hidden self planes. One such example would be my interest in zombies. It's probably thanks to the internet, with contributions from movies and other elements of popular culture, that I'm as interested in them as I am, playing Humans vs Zombies, reading comics about it, regularly speculating about hypothetical outbreak scenarios, and even a mild interest in creating my own zombie fiction. My interest in them started in my unknown self, but in recent years has shifted very much into the open self and is an element of myself that I'm very aware of, and regularly represent in my online lives. It is perhaps the consideration of zombie outbreak scenarios that means in games of Humans vs Zombies that I take part in, I often fall into a position of leadership, whether of the human squad I'm a part of, or the zombie horde that I'm with. I find myself advising and directing my group's actions without ever consciously taking control. And again, both the fact that I play HVZ and the fact that I regularly think about that sort of thing find their root in my time spent online, and the personas that I've gained through that. The internet also fulfills sections of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. On the belonging or social level, being a part of a website or joining or creating a group on that website can make you feel like you're a part of something bigger and more important than yourself. On the self-esteem level, feedback from things like my animations, cartoons or HVZ games that are well organised often give me positive strokes and help me improve my self-esteem by reducing the gap between my self-image and my ideal self, thus making my ideal self seem less out of reach and making me much more secure in my identity. With each of the representations of myself online, I often have to act differently depending on which one I'm currently logged on to. I change my discourses throughout my time online. On DeviantArt, I have to use discourse associated with cartooning, art, and other topics that fellow members are interested in. On Newgrounds, I spend most of my time involved in collaborative works, or collabs, so my discourse shifts to present myself as being more organised and in control. On Facebook, I have my parents as friends, so I often have to censor myself before posting a status, and my statuses are usually much more generalised than perhaps my DeviantArt journal can be. Each of these style shifts represents the differences in identities that are present between my online accounts. A phenomenon that has arisen with the internet is the meme. It was first described as a unit of cultural transmission, but now refers to shared and altered or mutated ideas, often jokes, such as those that regularly appear on the internet, like Rick rolling. Knowledge and appreciation of internet memes is often the equivalent of cultural capital in the real world, and people with that knowledge are able to represent themselves as being educated in the history of the internet, either by looking down on those who use memes, or by extensively working memes into everyday conversation, both on and off the internet. I tend to lean towards the latter, but I try not to be excessive about it, representing myself as a more casual internet user. So, as you can see, the way I represent myself and multiple aspects of my identity are heavily influenced by my life in ones and zeros.
Never gonna let you down.